Anyway, this weekend, my whole extended Myrtle family, it was me, my parents, so Ray and Charlene, and then I'm so bad with names, so I would totally zone out at this part. But if people are good with that stuff, then Ray and Charlene's biological daughter, and her husband, that's Kristen and Billy, and then their three kids. One is like 6 weeks old, Lucas. One is almost two, that's Noah. And then the third one is Jaden, and she's 6. So I can't do the math, but that was a lot of people in a cabin. And I panicked for a second because I was like, did I forget someone? I don't think I did. So yeah, so then that was really cool. Kristen and Billy, my sister, Myrtle sister, and Myrtle brother-in-law. I'm sorry, bro. I should feel like I should just cut all this out, but so yeah. So when we first got there, we were checking it out, and the stairs to go downstairs were really short and steep, and they were carpeted, but it was like slick carpeting, and so within an hour of being there, Ray, my Myrtle dad, fell down the stairs, and he's fine, but that was awesome that something so funny happened at the beginning of the trip so that we could call that back the rest of the trip, and I'm sure he loved it too. Which is funny because when my real dad, biological dad or whatever you want to call him, came to Myrtle, he fell down the stairs and he broke everything. So that wasn't as funny. He broke his ankle and his shin bone. I forget what that's called. Tibia, fibia, libia. Anyway, so that was funny that they both fell, but it's the best when something that funny happens at the beginning of a trip, and then you could just keep rolling on that joke the whole trip. So the first day, we got there at night, and then the first morning we were there, me and Billy, my Myrtle brother-in-law, and his son Noah, who's 2. We went to go get wood and sticks in the wood for a fire that we were gonna do at night, and it made me feel like a man. It was pretty cool. That's where we came from or whatever, like cavemen. So I have to imagine that's part of it. And I try not to identify with my false self too much and all that stuff, but it was fun to play that role of man, and must provide heat for woman and child, and that felt good. And then we got all the stuff together, and then Billy went to his car, and and he grabbed the blowtorch and he said, "Time to cheat." It was a smaller one, but it definitely blew fire, and so he was blowing it, and he did it for 2 minutes, probably a minute, and then it would burn for a second, and then it would just die out. We think it was too wet or something. I don't know. And then my Myrtle mom, a 50-year-old woman, she got some sticks, and then she made a fire, and it lasted twice as long, which was 2 seconds. But she definitely manned us in that capacity. So that was funny. Emasculating. I brought my desktop in a bin, because I don't think there's any easy way to to transport a desktop, but especially, you know, to a cabin. And I didn't know what the circumstances would be, and I didn't know how much room they had in their car because we went together. So it's like really clunky and gross because I have all the contents, like the actual computer, and then the keyboard, and what else do I have? The extension cord and that stuff, all in the bin, but the actual monitor doesn't fit, obviously. Well, not obviously, but it's like a smaller bin. It's like more deep than wide, and so I just wanted you to know that I'm dedicated to you guys because I would bring a desktop computer all the way into the woods and work on stuff, and I did, and I worked on this one, the Karate Kid one, the Tommy's Take Karate Kid, whatever, the perfect movie of the '80s. So good. I think that one's so good, and I hope you guys did too. I put it out, but I didn't promote it yet because I've been so busy, and technical issues because of bringing the computer everywhere, and it's like frazzled or something because I keep shutting it down and bringing it somewhere else and connecting to a different Wi-Fi. I don't know. This is boring. The point of that story is I'm dedicated to you guys, and I woke up at 6 every morning, and not every morning, almost every morning, and worked on it until everyone was up, and then I'd play with the kids and do that stuff. So do like the real actual vacation-y stuff. But it was so nice of them to let me, like, to invite me, because it was literally just their family and me, and that's just so sweet that they would like think to invite me. It wouldn't even dawn on me to invite me, and I wouldn't have, like, if I were them, and if I was me, which I am, thankfully, I would never be like, oh, they didn't invite me to their family vacation in the woods. Like, that would never, thankfully I don't have that kind of ego, whatever. But I stayed in, there's like a loft. So it was like the main room where you walk in, had the kitchen and like a little living room without a TV, psychotic. But I know it's a cabin in the woods and you should be outside and, whatever, but it's also 30 degrees because it's January. So, have a TV in every room. That is all. And yeah, so then up top was just a loosely built floor where I stayed. It was really, really cute, but it had like 4 feet, probably more than that, probably 6 feet in width that I could walk without having to hit my head or duck. But who cares? And then it didn't have a desk up there because why would it? So I had to steal a desk from my Myrtle parents' room, and I had to walk it up the steps. And it was like a desk like 4 feet wide, and like this deep, like not very deep, but it could extend, and so it had more wood inside of it, so it was like twice as heavy that it needed to be. So that made it funny, but it was a nice setup actually, and that was really fun to have like a workstation in my room, but you could hear everything from my room to the whole first floor, because like I said, it was like not flimsy built, like felt sturdy, but it was literally just planks of wood across and no like base, so you could see below you, and so like if they wanted to look up my skirt while I was up there, they could have probably, that was funny. But I don't know why I was so tickled by that joke. So stupid. I'm like just going off my head. I made these notes this morning, but but I just, since it's fresh in my head, I don't have to look down as much. But now I'm afraid that I'm forgetting something. So me and the 2-year-old Noah, we're really tight. He is so cute. He gets excited when he sees me, and it happened like way sooner than I thought it would. Because like I like to let the kids come to me because like I don't want to. They're not interested in like people smothering them, like everybody. Um, but they're so used to it because like every aunt ever is just like, oh hi, like how's school going? Like a good, I don't know, you know. Um, you can't just talk about like normal adult stuff. Like that's so stupid. Um, you have to like play with them, and that's how you build a relationship. Um, so I let them come to me, and for whatever reason, Noah took to me, and I think he's just that kind of kid. He's just like loves everyone immediately for some reason, um, uh, and so he did that to me too, and that was so nice. And even when he was like 1.5 or something, he would maybe not that young, uh, but I would come over and he would be there at my Myrtle parents' house, and then eventually he recognized me like way faster than I would think, and he got excited to see me, and would like smile real big at me, and I didn't know why, but it's really cute, uh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this yet or whatever, but I love him, and because he can't say it back, so. Um, uh, he's so cute, and but his sister Jaden, who's 6, she never really cared for me. She could like take me or leave me. Um, for some reason, like she's older and she's a girl, so I think she was just like, you know, people. I think I think Noah liked me so much because I was a guy, and and she didn't like me as much because you want to stay with your tribe, your people. So yeah, she never really like was interested in me, which was fine. I was happy with Noah, and but like I wouldn't like shun her or anything, but I didn't want to like force her to be friends with me. And so finally, this trip, she warmed up to me, and I don't know why. I think she's a shy person in general. Like she barely even looked at me like the first like it felt like year or something that we like met or whatever. And then we were searching for treasure together in the woods. And what else were we doing? It was really cute. She was like making connections to stuff, and it was like actually cool. And like we found this like old tiki torch thing, and she's like, it has 9 prongs, no, 8 prongs, because one of the prongs is gone. And then she would connect 8 to something else, and then we found a blue ball under a shed, and she's like, they're both like circular and blue ball in fall. It's fall or something, and it's not really fall. It's like winter, I guess now. But she would just like do stuff like that, and then that would lead us to somewhere else, and we'd go somewhere else, and then find something else and try to connect it back, and like, oh, we don't know what that means yet, but we'll write that down. And she had a little clipboard. Dude, it's cute. And she would write down stuff, and then circle like certain letters and make new words with those letters that she circled, which I think is so impressive for a 6-year-old. Like I would be sweating trying to do that on the fly if I did that right now. But it was really fun and cool and interesting and cute. So it was nice that she finally warmed up to me, and I don't know why it took so long, but I'm glad it happened. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then they had a hot tub there, and that was cool because it was cold out. You know, it's fun to do hot tubs when it's cold, and obviously, like, I know people do it when it's hot out too, but that's only fun if you have a pool also to like offset each other. Be like, oh, it's so cold. Oh, it's so warm. That's fun, but. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna probably, do different things. There's a couple options in here that I could try out. But I'm excited. This is cool, and I'm not done with my other thing. But it just maybe something made me think of this. We went into town. There's a little like stretch of street that has shops on it. And it's like an old mountain town or whatever. Like they had mining back in the day and stuff. It's right by a little creek, a big creek, I would say. Like it's not a river, but definitely bigger than like a stream, you know. Anyway, stupid. Who cares? But we were like hanging out there, and that was fun. And just like looking at the water, and I was thinking about this, and I didn't write this part down, but I know there's like some sort of lesson in, and I'm sure this is like trite among, pastors or something, but like it's so interesting how water like takes the path of least resistance. But it still gets the job done. Like it still gets through. I don't know. There's something there, but that's something that like was revealed to me or whatever through nature, and I don't know. Yeah, it's not trying to go over rocks. It's going around rocks. Like it doesn't discriminate. I don't know. There's something there. Maybe I'll think about it next week or something. But I don't know, I find that really interesting and beautiful, and like how nature talks to us through it just being. Anyway, so I used, for some reason I thought it'd be really fun to go across the whole stream without touching, obviously getting in the water, just using rocks to like hop over it like a little frog. And so I tried that, and I could feel myself getting scared thinking about it too much. Like if I just misstep, or if it's slipperier than I think it is, or if I get too scared that I'm like high up kind of, that I'll freak out and fall. And I didn't let myself do that. Like I think you could freak yourself out really easily with stuff, but if you just focus on the stone in front of you, and not think about how like, oh, if I misstep here, I'm gonna twist my ankle and my leg's gonna be wet all day or whatever. It's probably only up to my knees or something, but still, like, that might suck. And if I did like twist my ankle, I probably would fall all the way in with my phone and my wallet. So that was really stupid that I even did that. And not that I regret it, but like now I'm worried that next time I'm in that situation, I'm like, oh, I got this because I did it last time. And then I'll be like 4 years older. So I'll be 29, and I might not be as spry and sexy as I am now, which probably won't be the case. So that's what I figured out, that just focus on what you need to get, what you need to do to get the job done, and don't think about the bad stuff. Just kind of take it one step at a time, and kind of have faith that you'll get there. And I did. So that's cool. Believe in yourself is basically what I'm saying. Because you could do it if you really put your mind to it, which is, annoying and trite, but that is actually real, we explored these little shops on that little strip there after I jumped over the rocks and stuff. And what else? And there was this one shop that we went in that was so weird because it had pretty heavy innuendos with their products. Like, they had a bunch of sauces, and one was called, like, I can't remember exactly, but it was like, it said cock in it for sure. It was like spicy cock sauce or something, like, hilarious. And we had freaking 6-year-old and 2-year-old with us. The 2-year-old wouldn't get it, but 6-year-old might, And then another one was like morning wood coffee. And then literally like feet away would be a painting of Jesus being born, unironically, like totally like family friendly stuff. And like they didn't know their demographic. They just like had like everything on every spectrum. And one thing they had was a bunch of muscly men with fairy wings on them. I don't know what that was about, but Kristen said one of them looked like me, which was hilarious. And then, like, she was kidding, obviously, but he had like a beard and long hair. Better talk.